it's me, Miranda. Hey guys, it's me, Miranda. Hey guys, it's me, Miranda.
Colleen Ballinger has been the topic of conversation for the last 2 weeks as more and more stuff from her past has come back to haunt her. Not only that, but people are realizing her Miranda character is something that probably shouldn't be a thing anymore. Fans have come forward to talk about their experiences at shows, and it seems like the character is just one giant excuse to do stuff that isn't actually okay, and fans are finally calling it out. It's actually crazy to see how something that's been around for so long is just now getting called out, but I think the whole situation has a lot to do with fans finally feeling like it's a safe space to express their thoughts and feelings. A lot of them have come out to share their experiences, noting that if they had shared this information any other time other than now, they probably would have been attacked by members of the Colleen fandom, or been told they were ungrateful for the experiences that they had getting to meet her, talk to her, or be on stage during one of her shows. It's a shame so many people felt like they couldn't speak up, and it kind of just tells you right there how toxic things were in this fandom. And I want to say that this isn't just a Colleen thing, having a toxic fandom. There's a lot of them out there, probably one for every celebrity or influencer. But I think how the celebrity or influencer handles it is the biggest thing. And it seems like in this case, Colleen interacted with a lot of her fans. And if someone was talking negatively about her, she would have her close fans who she talked to go and attack them online in her defense. Adam is a prime example of this, since Cody recently came out to say that Colleen was in her DMs and she felt pressured to publicly defend Colleen online against Adam back in 2020. And there's been several others who have now come forward to say they've experienced Colleen talking badly about fans to other fans. And one, what a horrible thing to do. And two, why would she think she could get away with this? But to kind of go back to the Miranda character Colleen has been known for, some feel it's time for the character to retire. And this isn't something that's crazy to Colleen. I know she's talked about this before, the fact that it's hard for her to do Miranda now, and she even admitted this to Adam back in 2020 when they were messaging about her getting called out for a controversial tweet. She had messaged him saying, "People are very sensitive these days. This is one of the main reasons it's hard to do Miranda now. People have a hard time understanding satire and jokes, especially with sensitive topics." But the thing is, Colleen admitted when she was on Stephen Colbert that there's actually a truth to what she says when she's playing Miranda. And the late night interview has really come back to haunt her as a result. I can't play the clip because I feel like it'll get copyrighted since it's a television show interview. But basically, they're talking about Miranda, and Stephen talked about how he used to play a character and says that he got to piggyback on his character and then ask Colleen, "Do you ever mean what she's saying?" And I'm going to quote Colleen here. She says exactly, "Yes, all the time. There's a lot of times where in character I'll say something so cruel or something I'm thinking, but I would never actually say as myself. And it's very liberating to be able to say things that I'm thinking." And seeing some of these leaked DMs of some things Colleen has said in chats, it seems like sometimes she is brave enough to say these cruel things in private chats as herself. I guess because she thinks it's a safe space to talk to fans, but that is a ridiculous burden to put on people that are younger than her and also idolize her. I guess that's why she thinks this is a safe space, because they love her and they would never do her wrong. But that doesn't mean that you can say bad things, and I don't know. It's just, the whole thing is just so strange why she would think to do this type of stuff. But now she's being accused of having made fun of fans and other creators online with fans in private messages. And Johnny, who used to work with Colleen, has tweeted out saying, "Okay, at Colleen, you want to play? Let's play. Look what I found. It's you bashing one of your biggest fans at the time this was sent. We used to make fun of them for editing fake freckles on their face, remember? Then you made fun of them for being trans/gender fluid." And he includes the text messages, and it looks like this is coming from Colleen to him, and it's a screenshot from her Instagram. You can see her profile picture, but it says, "Freckles are gone," and she references herself as she again. And he replies, "Oh honey, I literally can't keep up. She's a new person every other week." In another instance, I talked about this in my last video on Colleen, but Adam had come out to say, "Trisha, Colleen and I used to send your OnlyFans pics and videos and make fun of how you look. By the way, I was 15, Colleen in her 30s. And Shane Dawson has actually exposed her for being a mean girl in the past.
Colleen is the best because she needs 10 of these fans. She is the most hateful, shadiest. I love her. Like, whenever we hang out, literally the first words out of her mouth are, okay, like, what do you got? Who do you hate? Who's next?
In terms of some of the live shows, Colleen has found herself getting called out for some of the fan interactions that she's done at her shows while in character as Miranda. And some fans are coming out to talk about how, looking back, they wish they had never been picked and how uncomfortable they were made to feel at these shows. As a result of these things being brought to light, mainstream media outlets have been reporting on these specific moments at her Miranda shows, and she's actually lost sponsors because of them. TMZ reported that she had lost 2 of her sponsors for her podcast that she does with her husband, Eric. One of them saying, "We were made aware of this previously and have decided to cease the relationship completely. This behavior is appalling. We do not condone or support it in any form." One former fan, Becky, came forward to talk about her personal experience, tweeting, "I've been debating posting this picture, but this was me on stage. She encouraged her fans to wear revealing clothing so we could get called on stage, and then exploited us and our bodies for her own gain. So yeah, I'm okay with calling her a predator." And this photo, I'm gonna kind of censor it because it's just like an uncomfortable one to look at. But it's this girl who got called on stage to do this yoga challenge with Miranda, and Colleen is there dressed as Miranda, and she's got this girl's legs in her hand, and it's spreading them, and it's so uncomfortable to look at. Becky continued, "I'm so sick of people being okay with calling Colleen out, but then stopping when it comes to using certain terminology. It's okay to call her Umer and a predator because that's what she is. Normal people don't do what she does to children. The whole bit here was that I farted while in the position, which is 1, really childish, and 2, embarrassing when you're already in a vulnerable position. I was only a teenager here, and you could see that I had to stop and cover myself up before I even stood up." Someone ended up talking about the situation on TikTok, and so Becky wanted to tell the story herself and posted on her account more details on the experience.
So I was a fan of Colleen and all the Ballinger family for a very, very long time, and I think in this video I was about 16. If you've never been to a Miranda show, Colleen frequently has segments where she calls people up on stage. One of those segments was the bit, which I'm not really going to be explaining in this video, but that's why I was kind of trying to dress skimpy so that I would be called up on stage and basically get degraded by Miranda. But I did not get called up for that. I got called up for the yoga challenge. Now, as soon as I stood up from the audience, I saw Colleen's eyes widen because she realized I was not wearing pants. But for some reason, that didn't stop her from continuing. In fact, no adult at any point stepped in this situation. So we get to the point in the yoga challenge where I am laying down and Colleen is spreading my legs basically as far as she can. She spreads them so far that you can see the spandex I was wearing under my romper, which thank God I was wearing. Now, the original video posted by Xandar, I'm sorry if I pronounced her name wrong, is only a screenshot, but there is a whole video of this. But that screenshot is the most important because that is the moment I will never forget, where I was laying under Colleen and she was smirking down at me while thousands of people were laughing, and I was terrified that my body wasn't covered up enough by the spandex or the romper. I basically felt naked, so it felt incredibly violating. I was younger and my body was still developing and I was still becoming comfortable with myself, so for her to use my body as entertainment on stage really set my confidence back quite a lot. And not to mention, after all this, after the show, I had to walk back to my car where there was many men staring at me in a very predatory way that they were not looking at me before because of how exposed I had been on stage. So I literally did not feel safe leaving the venue. And I'm not saying this was sexual assault, although people are debating that in that comment section, but as someone who has been assaulted, this situation gave me that same feeling where it feels like you need to purge and like clean out your insides, you know, just that nasty, gross feeling. There's a couple comments on Xandar's video being like, "Oh, she signed up for that, why is this such a big deal, blah blah blah." Colleen exploited my minor body for entertainment and money and did not protect my safety at this show. As an outsider looking into this situation, it may seem like this wasn't a big deal, but this was really pretty scary for my teenage self, and especially as someone who loved and looked up to Colleen. And I could never say anything because everybody loved her. But this is who she really is. She uses kids for her own gain. I was a minor, and again, she did not protect me. So if you're watching this and you're thinking about taking your kids to a Miranda show, I would advise you to think twice, because you may come back with years of trauma, and I don't wish that on anyone.
In less than 24 hours, the TikTok had over 6 million views. There were some people that had questions for her about her story, and so she made another video kind of clarifying a few things.
Okay, I want to address some of these comments because a lot of them are pointing out what I was wearing. And first of all, I just wanted to share what I was wearing. This is a romper that I probably bought from like American Eagle or something, and everybody is acting like I was dressed like I was going to a Coachella rave. Like, it was really not that inappropriate. The inappropriate part was Colleen manipulating my body. So yes, I said I dressed skimpy, but really this is not that bad of an outfit. And yes, I wanted to get picked for the porn part of the show, which is basically where Colleen picks one fan who's wearing something like this, or even just like shorts and a tank top really, and one fan who's dressed as Miranda, and the Miranda fan is deemed as dressed appropriately, and the person who was wearing the quote-unquote inappropriate outfit is like shamed and laughed at, but as a joke or whatever. Now, when she asked for volunteers, mind you, I don't even think that she said it was going to be the yoga challenge when she asked for volunteers, because there was also a segment before that where it was a try not to laugh challenge where she spit in my face. So I honestly can't remember if I knew that there was going to be the yoga part, but if I did, I had completely forgotten because I was so excited that she had called me up on stage.
And it seems like the story is only getting larger, as Becky tweeted out that Rolling Stone was going to be interviewing her about this. Earlier this week, she said, "My TikTok is at 5 million and I have an interview with Rolling Stone tomorrow." Okay, what is happening? There are several others who have had uncomfortable experiences at the shows, and it's crazy to think this tour is currently happening. Just last weekend, Colleen, in the midst of all of this coming out, performed on stage in Colorado. She had a meet and greet and all. I honestly can't imagine performing at a time like this, but it seems like the show is going on for her. Her next show is set for next Friday, so who knows if she's waiting for that one to happen before addressing anything, since it's the last one that she has for a month. But it just seems like the more time that passes, the worse this gets for her. But as of right now, that's what's going on with the situation and how people are feeling. Some stories that have come out about not only her, but specifically her character Miranda, and people thinking it's time for her to retire. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.